The world has been in a process of change since it first stepped on mankind. We have been getting more and more crowded since the day we discovered agriculture and settled life. We are changing the world in order to survive. We have already crossed borders while our resources are running low, and we plan to live on other planets. In the age of technology, we are sending astronauts to space, and at the same time we are fighting hunger. According to the United Nations, 3 billion people in the world are experiencing difficulties in reaching healthy nutrition, and more than 690 million people are starving. More than 130 million people live with chronic hunger. As hunger-related deaths are steadily increasing, 931 million tons of food are wasted every year around the world. Something will start to change when we show our respect for the piece of bread that falls to the ground, also for the millions of bread that are thrown in the trash every day. The nutrients in the soil, the seeds thrown into the ground, the rain falling for it, the sun rising with hope every morning on the growing, germinating plants, streams, seas, fish, animals whose milk, skin, and meat are nourishing us. All of this works flawlessly to ensure that we live our lives in a repeating cycle. Life is a miracle that we don't know its value, but we are about to disrupt this miraculous cycle. It is known that if we continue to live and consume in this way, our resources will not be enough for us. We have experienced this recently. After the COVID-19 pandemic, production in some countries came to a standstill. The shelves of the grocery stores we trusted a lot are empty. We have seen how resources can be quickly depleted by mass movements. We have become more aware that what we think of as science fiction can really happen. Before it is too late, we must strive not to waste our crops and our generation. According to estimates, 2 out of 3 of the world's population will live in cities by 2050. In order to meet the nutritional and vital needs of the population exceeding 10 billion in the world that is moving away from rural life, agricultural production needs to be increased by 70%. The pressure on countries is gradually increasing due to declining agricultural areas in cities and climate change. Landless family rate in Turkey, which was 4.9% in 1948, rose to 9.1% in 1963, 13.9% in 1973, and 30.9% in 1981. This rate is increasing every year around the world. We are starting to move away from being an agricultural society. The natural life we covet, those who migrate from the city to the villages, those who build their own farm, organic stories, those who grow their own vegetables. These are all good things, but now we need something more than enthusiasm, a radical change. In order to prevent the famine and hunger that await us in the future, we have to think before it's too late, act urgently. We are on the verge of a century when we need to pay more attention to our land. We need to make more use of our land. Turkey, which has a surface area of 78 million hectares, has 22.9 million hectares of forest, 14.6 million hectares of rangelands, and 23.1 million hectares of agricultural land. 78% of the population lives in metropolitan cities. More than approximately 60% of agricultural areas are within the limits of metropolitan municipalities. In the light of these data, metropolitan cities have a great role in agricultural development. The world is increasingly experiencing a process of change in the agricultural field towards techniques that will increase productivity, technology use, smart agricultural practices, storage, and agricultural revenues. Local governments support this change process with their own unique projects. It is now a necessity for local governments to be at the forefront of agricultural development in many areas, such as the promotion of alternative products, geographical indications, organic farming practices, increasing agricultural deck, efficient irrigation techniques, the use of renewable energy in agriculture, joint R&D studies with the private sector, universities, and research institutes. For this purpose, Agricultural Cities meeting was held in Konya with the ambassadors and mayors of 10 countries from Europe, Asia, and Africa. After the unity messages in the field of agriculture, it was decided to establish the AgriCities International Agricultural Cities Association. In response to this, the International Union of Agricultural Cities was established with the joint initiative and decision of 13 metropolitan municipalities. The International Union of Agricultural Cities aims to realize the exchange of experience and knowledge for the future of the agricultural sector by creating a common synergy together with all agricultural cities in the world and to cooperate in the economic and technical field. The objectives of AgriCities are informing its members on their requests about legal, financial, and technical problems, providing opinions if requested by governments and municipalities regarding municipal and urbanization laws, realizing and developing example agricultural practices, preparing reports and research, developing regional market potentials, engaging in educational activities, providing guidance on members' access to national and international grants, funds, loans, and similar resources. This association, which was launched in Konya, known as the Agricultural City of Turkey, with the heritage of Çatalhöyük, the first agricultural civilization of the world, and Anatolia, and the starting point of agriculture, will bring a new energy and a new power to the world in the field of agriculture. The International Union of Agricultural Cities will bring together the cities born and existing in agriculture and enable them to exchange technology, production, power, and cooperation to resolve problems in world agriculture. Our power, determination, and faith are complete. We want to leave a story full of hope to the whole world from the Anatolian land, where the seeds of love were laid with effort and humility. We are together to achieve a more beautiful tomorrow, for the future of the world and for agricultural activities to be more valuable tomorrow than today, so that the crops produced with an effort does not go to waste. No one dies of hunger, the happiness of the harvest spreads to the farmer, and the fertility of the crop spreads to the earth. The fertility of the soil, the value of the crop, the symbol of unity and solidarity. AgriCities International Union of Agricultural Cities.